Okay, you can see by the temperature outside, it is pushing 90 degrees or 34 centigrade. Um, yeah, I'm about done for the day, but I've got one more thing to do, and I'll show you in just a moment. Okay, something funny just happened. I didn't quite pay attention. I put this 150 sandpaper on the 150 sandpaper that was already on there and couldn't figure out why it wasn't sanding. Then all of a sudden I saw this underneath going like this and shoot off to the side. And it scared me because I thought my brand new orbital sander broke. And then I turned it off and looked at it and saw that there was already a piece of sandpaper on the face of the router, or the sander. So, I just thought maybe you might find that humorous. All right, let's get back to what I'm doing because it's hot out here. Can you folks see what that is? See what that is, right? When I looked down and I saw that, I realized I had to clean it up. But then also a song popped into my head that I can't get out. Does anybody know the name of that song? Don't Google it. Just think about what you see and then name the song. Oh my goodness. I just come back outside from being inside, get a big drink of water so I don't dehydrate myself. Realize that it is too hot to work on anything metal outside at the moment. So I looked at the trunk lid and said, okay, we're done for the day. And then I looked up and I saw these clouds. These clouds generate what's known as a sun shower, which means you can be driving down the road, hit rain hard enough that you have to turn your wipers on, and then a half a mile down the road, it stops. So I can't leave this trunk lid like this with this bare metal because it'll flash rust again. So what I decided to do was lift the door on my shed, get my BAF, plug it in, and then I'm going to take my trunk lid from this point right here, put a rope in it, hang it from this cross member, maybe up to that higher one, I don't know yet, and then I can still work on it in here with my BAF, and I can paint and it'll blow all the fumes out of the shed. So I think that's what I'm going to do. All right, welcome back to Mac Street Garage. Today I'm inside the Comet Cave working on the trunk lid of my 1962 S22 Comet. Normally I'd be working on it outside, but the thermometer on my front porch said 90 degrees, which is too hot outside in the direct sunlight. That's why I'm wearing my boonie hat inside as a sweatband to keep the sweat from coming down into my eyes. My goal today is to take the sound deadener material that I bought to get rid of this sound. I want it to sound more like this, which will happen once I put that deadener in there. Some of you may remember, some maybe not, there was a material that was put inside these areas to help deaden the sound because back in the day, in the 60s, we didn't have all of these cars that ran at less than 10 decibels when you were inside of them. You heard everything you hit, ran over, or drove by. I'd like to go from this to this, so it's a much more pleasant drive. The car is not going to have air conditioning, so I need to have as many comforts as I possibly can. Also, I've already, first thing this morning, sanded down this side of the hood with some 120 grit sandpaper because some bubbles of rust had started coming through again. It seems that when I painted this the last time with the primer, I forgot to seal it, and the water got inside under the primer and made the little rust bubbles again, so that part's taken care of. So what I'll do first is get my can of Rust Restorer, paint the other side of this hood, give that a chance to dry, and come back and put in the sound deadener. Hopefully I can get this all done today. There's virtually no chance of it raining today, so I should be able to get it done. Stand by and we'll see what happens. All right, rust inhibitor sprayed on. I'm out of the inhibitor now. Hopefully Harbor Freight will have some more. But now I can work on putting the sound deadener on to see how well that's going to work. Stand by. Okay, this is next to impossible to do with the tools I have. So I sat down, made my brain work a little bit, quit thinking about it, and then it popped right into my head how I need to do this. So let me show you what I've come up with. All right, this is what my brain came up with. I take painter's tape, put it over the area that I want to put the sound deadener in, then run my finger along the edge to give the outline of the spot that I want that to go in. I'll then very gently pull this off, lay it down on a piece of paper, tape it to the paper, and then I can cut with scissors all the way around. Then this will transfer over to here, which will transfer down to there, which will then transfer over to here. So this one template will work out just perfectly. I wish somebody like Eckler's would actually do something like this to allow people who want to put sound deadener in their vehicles to have a template. I probably would have paid $40 for the template. Anyway, let's get this in, transfer it to the paperwork, and see what I can do next. Now there it is laid out on the paper. I started in the very center and slowly laid it this way and then slowly laid it that way. And you can see the outline all the way around. All I have to do is cut it. So let me cut it and see how well that works. Success, success, success. So that's going to work out fine. I'll be able to take that one, flip it over, transpose it onto that one. Then I'll have to make another pattern for this one because that hole is just a little bit bigger. And of course that one's even larger. So I just have to make patterns for this side and they'll transpose over on the other side. I'm going to quit for today because I just realized that this is still kind of dirty and there is some rust areas around the edges that I'm going to have to redo as well. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this video off for now. Just remember to be good to yourself, be nice to each other, and I'll probably see you tomorrow in another video. Bye.